Your
just
child
wanted to
is
sell
going to watch
art and
4chan
promote it.
for the rest of its life.
It doesn't mean anything. It's
Could
the
you
zeitgeist.
Reactivate that real quack.
Who, what, where, why,
Yeah, do you
when?
want the text?
Who?
Alex Gray.
I was saying I could give you another dimension.
Oh, that is in an entirely different dimension. Whoa. It goes on.
There you go.
forever.
That's the really good distortion you can get, and then you're like,
Whap, whap, whap,
Doctor
whap,
Who.
whap, whap.
Wop, 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 wop,
Doctor
wop.
Who.
Wee wah, wee wah.
I see faces.
That's where we come from, folks. Right there. Oh, and now here we are.
Just like right here, it doesn't matter.
Here we are. That looks great. I like
look
that.
good?
Hat too.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, hi, friends. Welcome to the Containers on Grand. My name's Deven Williams. I'm joined here by Doug Bale. Yeah. And we are here on behalf of ArtFix. That's artphx.org. And yeah, here we are. Doug is an artist that has been generating some work here in Phoenix. As of late, he has displayed at the Ice House, I believe.
Yeah,
Wonderful. And
it's true. Yes. Affirmative. Yes. I'm trying to anticipate the question. No.
anticipation and precipitation.
Yeah,
Set to bad
precipitation.
death.
Setapeteth is my mantra, and I say it when I look at this art. Setapeteth. Setapeteth.
Setapeteth.
Setapeteth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing, actually.
It is evocative.
That's probably the true name of that creature, Setapeteth.
Setapeteth.
It's actually stems from an ancient Egyptian lineage. No,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, well, no, I
It
can see
sounds
it.
Egyptian, Setapeteth, which was just a misspeaking of 10 ideas we had at once.
At once?
Well,
Simultaneously?
Well, very quickly in my mind, not at once, maybe.
Sequences do fail to show just how far we go. It's a little
Wow,
all over
what's
the place.
that?
Sequences fail to show just how far
Is
we
that
go.
is that your own?
That's mine.
Damn.
Yeah. On the spot.
Setapeteth.
So,
Yeah.
Doug,
Yes.
Setapethas aside,
Thank you.
tell us about an experience that you had. It could be in childhood or it could be, whenever, where your sort of understanding about art was transformed.
Pretty much soaked in it as a child. Culture. I've had some strange experiences that I think are showing up now in my art that seem to be metaphysical.
How so?
Well, I think I got kind of introduced to the New Age movement as a young adult. Probably older than young adult is probably a better way to say it. Like in my 20s.
Okay.
And I knew how to do tarot cards. I knew how to do like all this weird stuff, and I was very open to exploring religion, maybe like avatars or kind of it's been going on for a while now, and art that kind of trickled into my little, it's like a funnel, like whoops, like it's all out there. So
I mean, that's the source chakra right there. That's
yeah,
where it all
like
comes
sci-fi, different things, and some of those experiences with New Age really inspired for these guys, which I call dream callers or meditation heads.
in. Dream callers.
Yeah, I can explain more on that in a sec, but to answer the question, I think collective consciousness and you don't really want to use the word zeitgeist
Yeah,
because everyone's like, oh,
gets a
fuck
little
off,
charged.
idiot. Yeah, like, what? Nah, I didn't.
No,
mean
not
to
the
cuss.
movie that made you not leave your house for 3 days.
Yeah, like I'm also into Jung and the Spiritus Mundi, so the collective consciousness, the hive mind. I don't know how much of what I was just soaking in is just barfing back out, or if it's a specific path or something that I'm doing now. I'm actually coming out of these a little bit, but now that I'm talking about it, I kind of want to go back into them. They're fun to draw.
They are.
So kind of a sci-fi background, some experiences with metaphysical stuff and New Age stuff. So there's a bunch of experiences that I had as a young adult. I don't have as much anymore, which is sad.
I
But
feel that like the more you
there might
have
be a
them,
yeah. Oh, go
the
ahead.
more you have to sort of like become the author of them. Because I can sort of relate with my experience in that like there are many experiences where I would say like the boundary between me and the world faded, but now later on, like probably 7 years down the line, I have to help make those things happen for other people.
When those first happened, were they drug related or just being alive?
No, I think the first few times was high school because for me it was a lot of the transformation I had was through music initially,
Okay.
and specifically marching band. When I felt a part of like a whole where my identity was dissolved, I definitely felt the sort of like logoic energy of like divine patterns and sequences where drills
Especially with
happening.
music, yeah.
And
Were you percussion or?
No, I did tuba, believe it or not. I really
The
like
low
the
end.
low, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's-
Wah, 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 wah. That's tuba. Wah, wah, wah. It's not exciting, but it's
Great stuff. Phoenix.
Artfix.
Artfix.
Artfix.org.
How do you spell that out?
It's ARTPHX.
.org.
.org.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have some work up there. I'm really excited. Just another channel to show people. I think you can buy it right off the site. Boom, one click.
Boom, one click.
No,
Simple,
probably
sort of
more
like
than one
Amazon.
click.
Doug, you recently completed a mural down the street
Yes, sir.
on Trans Am Cafe. Is that the first mural that you've ever done?
It's the second mural, but it's the most like intricate of my art in a big time opportunity. So the first one was just like in a friend's backyard, just a big color swash abstract. But this one is these meditation heads or dream callers I'm talking about, where they developed into like a head in a head in a head, which if you meditate, there's all different forms. Sometimes you can become the observer, you see thoughts. Who saw that thought? Who saw that thought? An infinite regression.
Yeah.
So the one I painted down there's got a kind of a peaceful little child. He's a little stressed out, and then a kind of a more determined head, and then the bigger head's just kind of this egg, maybe alien thing. And just super serendipitous. My friends opened up the shop. I'd known Gabriel Hernandez for years.
Gabe's really cool.
Yeah, he's amazing, and he's been in
gives
so
space
many
to
bands
people.
and in the scene for so long here in Phoenix. And he's like, "Do you want to paint that wall?" And I just jumped on it.
Yes.
I called some friends who've done murals more, like people who've done it, and they're like, "You know how to do it. Just do it." And I'm like, "Okay."
Just do it. How long did it take you?
It actually took me quite a long time, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to have a scaffolding and good weather. It's right before summer got hot. And I
Lot
think
of
it
rain.
passes. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm super excited. Feel super grateful to be able to paint it.
Yeah. It looks incredible.
Oh, and not to forget, Aaron Lem, I got to collaborate with him. He's amazing. He's been painting murals and spray paint artist, total artist across the board, graphic designer as well. And I feel like it's a really good collaboration I got to do with his clouds.
Yeah, he did the red clouds, right?
Yeah, and
They're
so-
so fluffy.
Yeah,
So well, like complementing of the sort of recursive pattern that you have in that geometry with sort of realism there.
I agree.
What are you working on right now that you'd like to tell us about?
I've been really inspired by a fellow painter in town, Michael Vigilietta.
Okay.
And he kind of, I had an older style and I have an art background with abstract and kind of weird, sad, figurative things. But I met him again and we've struck up a friendship, and I see him painting every day, and he's, it's just intriguing to not consider that I can't be it's intriguing for me to consider that I can be a painter or an artist. Like it's like anything else, you can give it a shot. So I serendipitously got some studio space at this place called Studio G from my friend Irma Sanchez. Shout out to Irma. She's another super talented artist that's been here for a while. And I just started painting, and it's really funny. I can go in and I can work, and I can be happy with my work and sell a painting. And I really wish it was a job full time, but I feel grateful I get to do it, and we'll, you never know if it could turn into a full-time job. It's kind of funny to imagine for me to be an artist. That is my job. You just draw,
Generate.
and you go do it, and people buy your art, and it's I've had some luck. But Mike Viggs, I call him Viggs, Vigilietta, I'm saying it wrong. He just, I mean, hanging with him, he's always drawing, he's always working, and that's what he's doing. So I was like, I want to try this out, you know, in between a couple different jobs.
Yeah.
And I've had some success, so I'm just grateful. It's really exciting just to see, to kind of, I don't know if the gauntlet's the right word, or there's times in your life where you're like, okay, hot shot, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Just paint, just make stuff. And it's, you know, it's been just great, super fun. It's a little different than this style, but I think some of the ideas are there, meditation or layers. While these images are more focused and symmetrical, the other ones I'm doing currently are more, I call them brain salad.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have some of them up on the website here. So excited.
I remember seeing some of the pieces in your space that you were talking about, and they seem very full of movement and really, really bright colors, but there's also incredible textural elements to it. You use a lot of, is it acrylic medium to sort of affix these meditation heads? And
Yeah, it's
various elements of those lines. And
it's definitely a mixed media process, and I think acrylic's super accessible for anybody to just pick up and paint with. Collage is super accessible, but I also throw in another step. I blow up little doodles. I go to Kinko's and blow them up and then collage them on canvas or boards. Spray paint, these markers and pens are real fun. You just keep adding on, and you know, it's a fun process. I try to get 2 or 3, 4 going at once, and it becomes a conversation. The one will say, it'll tell me, I'll just look at it real fast. I don't want to look at it too hard. And it'll just go, oh, orange. Or like, it'll kind of like a quick look at it, and I'll think, hopefully intuitive, and then like, okay, it's done. So it's just a blast.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that for a living.
Oscillating between these panes of reality.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me. Was I both personalities in that one?
You were simultaneously both and neither.
We don't remember who it is anymore.
Woo! I like watching you guys on TV. I'd rather watch you guys on TV.
It's much more interesting if it's on the TV.
So funny.
This is production life.
It looks really
This is
fucking
production
good.
life.
Look, you guys are fucking funny.
Thanks for letting us into your world.
Thanks for, it's always fun. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, you get to sit there and talk about yourself? It's almost embarrassing, like, Jesus.
We're tooting our own horns. That's
yeah, I mean, but in a way, like, there's a time when you're like, yeah, it's a real interview, I better. No, this is a real interview, but like, you know, like, it's super flattering, and if you're famous, you're like, yeah, there's a reason to interview me, I guess, or if you're really good.
Well, I think that's the difficulty with us as artists is, like, part of our validation is us sort of saying, like, fuck the regular, fuck the, like, predetermined course of my life.
The critic,
then,
yeah.
But then also saying, like, oh, I'm an artist because people know my name and they ask for my things, and it's this weird validation dance of being like,
it's always
I'm important, but I'm also like just making brain salad, or for me it's just like I'm throwing gold paint on things because I'm obsessed with how shiny it is.
Yeah.
And then it's something that people pay for. It's something that becomes a thing.
It's good to, you know, the grateful part and enjoy it part is, if you always have that, you can't really go wrong.
There's a gratitude to creating, or I think a freedom.
Oh, that's not for that.
But some people don't think that it is their freedom to create. And that's why we're here. We're all like, we can create anything, and
what is it?
we're going to show you the narrative. Do it.
No, I don't want to do that.
Cthulhu.
That is a big
Susan
one.
Sarandon.
Shannon Doherty.
These are our mantras.
Satapata.
These are our mantras.
Please stop filming. Please, sir.
Capturing our souls.
Please,
Just
sir.
into the
Turn
quiet.
the film off.
Just making sure that we're forever embedded in the electronic streams of the Phoenix art community, otherwise known as artphoenix.org. ARTPHX.org. Like organization that you lack as an artist, but people come help. And they erect.
He's gonna like totally affect this part, so it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be. They're not ready for it. I don't know. We turned it up too much. Too much. Past 11. Oh no. Overstimulated. Oh. Okay.
Don't. What's that?
What high school did you go to?
McClintock. Yeah.
I grew up North Phoenix, but we played you in football and shit.
Yeah. Shit went down, bro.
Wow.
I was on the swim team. I swam you guys. We swam you. People are always like, how'd your game go? It wasn't a game, it was a meet.
It was a meet.
Did you win your game?
Minds and bodies.
Well, my individual event I won. Our team lost, though. There's different. It's not all football, guys.
nuanced.
Would you call yourself a swimmer in high school?
Oh,
Were you
hell
a
yes.
swimmer? Not so,
Proudly.
But swimmer is not a jock. Would you say a jock is a
Oh,
swimmer?
I had a letter jacket before anybody else did, man.
Shit, you were a
Ushed,
jock.
lettered,
When did you become an
jacketed.
artist? You went from being a jock to an
Boy.
artist?
Ah, you're right. I was never really a jock because swimmers are. We're not.
See, that's what I'm not.
They're not. It's
mean,
not.
they're jock
well,
in
it's
their
not.
own right.
It's a tough sport physically, but you're not like bashing into people, and your toughness isn't like.
Third dimension.
Set
The fifth wall's been broken.
Fourth meal, fifth wall.